Hello and good evening for this Wednesday, October the 15th, 2025. We have just finished watching what was this, guys? The fourth episode of Survivor 49. But we're just getting started here on Super Mario Brothers podcasting, as we will be covering this episode all night here tonight on the podcast. I'm back with people on the live stream once again, coming off a week where I was talking with Jane, which was great. But we got Foster back, we got Jaemeel and Beck's back. It's going to be great. Okay, and but regrets once again here from Jason R. Phillips, who is unable to join us once again. He's feeling a little tired tonight. But we got a great. I'm Dave Mater, by the way. We got the scramble, the swap tonight. The snuff, and still, I'm not sure if this tribal twist was gameplay or just good editing. Our top tier panel tonight includes he's a pop culture aficionado with Funkos stacked to the ceiling and hot takes ready for the spotlight. If the edit's misleading or the gameplay is theatrical, he's already dissecting it. It's Jaemeel Robinson.
Oh, hi, Michael Scoopin. To answer the question,
There you go. And joining him
for all the people from last week. The question was who fell in the fire in Australia. It was Michael Scoopin. I was yelling at the podcast, Michael Scoopin.
Okay, we apologize for our lack of memory there. And joining Jaemeel here, whether it's Lego builds or tribal bonds, she's watching Survivor one brick and blindside at a time. New to the game, but catching on fast. It's Becky Robinson.
Hi. Good to be here.
Back from their sabbatical at Tron Aries. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, glad to have you both back with us here tonight. And joining us here on the panel tonight, he's here for the competition, the chaos, and the clutch performances. If it's a challenge, he's already ranking it. If it's a flop, he's calling it out. It's Josh Foster.
Glad to be back. It's that time of year. Competitive spirits are high, and I watched last week. When I got home yesterday from up north, and after yesterday's episode and then going in today back to back, I have to say I think the game has finally kicked into gear. It's nice to see.
Yes, into gear we are here. A live stream here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You might be listening to us in audio version. We're going to be breaking down this episode. I am catching up with the panel here after 2 episodes of Survivor. And for most of them, I was on here with Jane last week covering episode 3.
Great job done by Jane. Jane needs to do more podcasts with Super Mario Brothers. I'm just saying. Except
we forgot who fell into the fire. That was our sin. But we will say our Hail Marys if we can have our penance on that brain fart, if you will. Unable to keep up with the lore.
Hey, it's absolutely fine that you scrubbed Michael Scoopin from your memory, given what he later became famous for after falling into the fire.
Okay, I can't recall that right now, so I will...
I believe trafficking and also children.
Yeah, just the way you said it, I was like, it's going to be bad. It's going to be something really bad.
So people would say that he should have stayed in the fire.
He should have stayed in the fire. Well, I was expecting to have to comment on that tonight. Foster, would you like to jump in on
all I was thinking was The Office, where it goes like, Ryan started the fire. The world was turning and the world was burning. Ryan started the fire.
Fire. Well, I think that was a good
Something along
segue.
those lines, yeah. Yeah, so that was like, so Michael fell in the fire. He was clumsy and wasn't paying attention. Michael fell in the fire.
This is great. But Foster, I need to catch up with you. I'm catching up with you on 2 episodes. Okay, let's just talk a little bit about episode 3. The fact that Jake got bit by the snake. And he was medically evacuated. Plus, then Jeremiah, after this poor blue tribe, loses again, and they have to vote him out after what's his name plays his idol. Who am I thinking of here?
Alex
here. So, what's your reaction to all of that first? And I want to catch up with Becky and Jaemeel as well, just on that episode.
I'll try to give you some quick bullet points of that. One, first of all, glad Jake's okay. Like they always, we said it the 2 weeks before, like when they show clips like that, you don't think it's serious, and clearly it was. Whether it was a actual venom bite or a dry bite, the fact of the matter is that it was like a real, medical emergency given the situation and his kind of well-being, not being on food and everything, right? But I did think it was really, from the other perspective, it was really cool that they showed like their kind of base, like they were really open with that. I've never seen. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that as someone, you guys have watched Survivor for a long time, but that was really interesting. I thought.
Yeah, Jane and I thought that last week on the podcast that we were seeing quite a bit of like their encampment there and what they did and didn't have. So that was definitely something. I want just over to Jaemeel and Becky for a moment here as well on that episode. And did you feel there was an anti-Canada conspiracy at play as both Jake and Jeremiah go out?
No.
No. No.
The snake was planted. The snake was planted.
I don't know why he's wearing a Maple Leafs jersey though. Isn't he from Calgary? Shouldn't he be wearing the Flames?
Edmonton. But he's actually originally from Saskatchewan, so it's plausible that he
should be wearing a Jets jersey then.
Well, like everyone picks their team. Like you're not a Leafs fan. Well,
I'm not a Leafs fan, so I just assumed.
Was that to drive home more that he was from Canada though?
I guess
because Toronto Maple Leafs are more recognizable than like the Oilers or the Jets or.
I'm just.
I think he's just a kid from Saskatchewan can definitely be a Leafs fan, and he happens to live in Edmonton now.
Yeah, all people can be wrong across the world,
And he asked Jeremiah, "Remember on the beach, are you a Leafs fan?" And he said, and Jeremiah said yes. So then Jake's like, "I love you now."
There.
Not as much as Alex,
Jeremiah's from like the GTA area, isn't he? Like I think
actually
he's from
Toronto,
that area.
like actually Toronto, I believe.
Yeah. But if I may, Jaemeel, real quick before I think that I think he's locked in now to coming back next season. I saw your guys' picks last week, and I had him 2 weeks ago. In terms of her Survivor 50, and I think he's a lock now to come back.
Yeah, well, Foster, we didn't get your picks. Did you update?
I know you didn't ask, but that's okay.
Well, if you had listened to the podcast, you would have found out.
Mm-mm.
Oh, touche.
But what would you have said? Be honest as you can, and give me your honest answer.
He's going to pick
after last week's episode.
Based on just that episode, who you would have thought would be the
I still would have had Jake 100%. I'm gonna go Jake for the rest. He's my number one lock for the rest of the season.
He's a lock for the
Jaemeel,
season.
Jaemeel, we're gonna have fisticuffs after the show. Okay, I'm gonna meet you
I'll stand in your eye. I'm like Mr. Fuji carrying like just pocket sand.
Right. Well, it's going to be 2 hits, Jaemeel. You hitting me hitting the ground, just so you know. But I'm still going to try.
Foster was saying Jake as early as week 2, long before we knew he was bit by the snake.
Yeah, I've got insider info. I did the one comment that I thought was very interesting from Jeff was he said they have obvious and you kind of knew this, they have their the guys, I don't know what the right word is. They're the guys that have lived there their entire lives in Fiji. And they told them we've never even heard of anybody even bitten by this snake. Right. And then he used some analogy about the lightning striking or whatever, which I thought was a little wild. But just in terms of the people that live there, rarely ever hearing about this happening. And then, it happens to, Jake. I think once again, it was planted. He was targeting the Canadian, and he was, it was a sacrificial lamb.
When will this persecution of Canadian Survivor players end?
It's high in the food chain. There's got to be something. The orders came down to Survivor. Get these Canadians.
I'll tell you what's happening here, Foster. There was those Canadian winners. There was Erica. There was Marianne, right? And they said, no more. It was like when the Blue Jays won the back-to-back World Series in the 90s, and then the Expos were on their way to winning again. And they said, no, we can't have 2 Canadians on this season who may win again. We can't stand for it. So let's get this snake in here.
And then after they got eliminated, they called, Canadian government, right? I don't know. Mark Carney's doing his own thing, but anyways, they call the Canadian government. He's like, "You want your Canadians back? This is how much it's going to cost."
I'll
and
give you one better.
They charged us, a tariff, a transport fee, if you will.
After poor Jake gets, sent out there, right? They could have let the Blue Tribe have a night off and not have to go to tribal council. They're like, no, they made them compete because they knew it would send Jeremiah out of the game. Because there was a great conspiracy here to get the two Canadians out, Jaemeel.
Well, even when they won immunity, and both teams, I think the Hina and Uli were both like, "Oh, we feel so bad. We're heartbroken. We're never." No one offered their immunity though to the Blue Tribes, so they don't have to go to tribal.
Red team should have.
Like
that would be unprecedented if that ever happened. Like if a tribe was like, you know what, we know we won this challenge, but we'll go to tribal instead. Like that would be like astounding if it actually happened.
Canadian of them.
Well, they've done that before, basically, where they just throw the challenge. It's
throw a challenge, sure,
but not win
like,
and then say
immunity.
no. We won't take the win.
Would Jeff would accept it? He would think it was amazing. He would definitely allow it. If a tribe
I always, and this was like, and this I don't even remember when this was, but I just remember when I was first starting to watch Survivor, and I didn't watch this season, but it was like a clip. And it was like it was like him in a Final Four, and he gave his immunity necklace to one of the three girls. And
Eric, you're talking about Eric?
Yeah, like
the Black Widow Brigade.
Yeah, like where they.
That's one of the most infamous things ever in the history, Survivor history.
He would have cleared to go to the final too, or whatever, right? Because he was just obviously the one who's going to win every challenge, right, or immunity challenge. Yeah. But that's what I thought of just now when you said you win, you give up the immunity. As a tribe though, that's obviously But I thought of Eric as someone who's done that individually.
Now, what if Jeremiah and Sophie with an I both did their shot in the dark and were both safe?
And Alex played the idol?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jane and I were talking about this last week, and my best guess was that they would have to revote.
No, because I think that I think it'd be one of two things. It would be Alex gets to vote, is the only vote for one of the two. Or Jeff has a heart and says no one goes home. But then Jeremiah would go home. That's what his end goal was, right? So.
Everyone has to vote. None of
that them that would be also unprecedented if they go to tribal and there's no torch snuff.
None of them have immunity. Mm-hmm. None of them have
immunity. Well, immunity idol trumps shot in the dark, shouldn't it?
They're all safe.
Yeah, I if they to have two shots of the dark played and they're both safe, that would have it's not impossible.
Isn't it 1 in 6? So
1 in 6 for each of them, but it's not.
It would be 1 in 36.
It's 2 in 12. It's also not. It's to get both of them to both be safe is kind of I think.
It wouldn't be 2 in 12, wouldn't it be? It would be 1 in 36.
Well, they both have a 1 in 6 chance, right, of being, and so then but for them both to both come up as safe, I don't think that's 2 in 12. It's got to be
No, it's not. I think personally, because I'm a math whiz, it's a 1 in a quadrillion billion shot.
I'm gonna ask Google. Yeah. What are the odds?
4, right?
It's basically if you had 2 dice, could you roll 2 6s?
No, it's if you rolled 2 dice and both of them landed on the corner.
No, it's not like that. Because landing on the corner is not a 1 in 6 chance.
I'm trying my best to make Jaemeel crack, but I'm just gonna call and say it. I'm gonna make you crack, Jaemeel.
I'm okay. I think it's 1 in 36, but that's okay.
I'm asking.
Jameel's gonna reach through the screen and just to me one day.
The odds of rolling a double 6, which I think is the closest equivalent here, with 2 standard 6-sided dice, are 1 in 36. Jaemeel, you are correct, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I knew Jaemeel was correct too.
Right.
This is why we can fact check things. There's justice in all of this. Yeah. Okay. So we need to get into tonight's episode. I think I'm sad we lost the 2 Canadians this season, but they're gone. So we need to move on.
Was it a big loss though?
I like Jeremiah. Jake, I was
I like Jake.
Jake was a big nothing burger, in my opinion.
But I think that Jake has a high potential of coming back because of how he went out here.
I think so too, but also still a nothing burger.
But then I
don't think
watched.
he's going to do much next season either.
Oh, go back. Go.
But I just want to say I watched Jake's exit interview with Rob, and he was like, if they call me, I'll go. Which I don't know if he was just playing that up to say, because if he is going to play in the next season, he would have already have done it. So or have just got back from it. So either he's playing that up for the interview, or he's not going to be on the next season.
Where's the investigative reporting to find out where every person who was on this season was? What did they film from 50? Where did they film it, or what period of time? No, what
recently, like just this past summer.
It would have been this. It would have had to been this summer.
Yeah.
When we were checking MC's socials, she was doing races this summer, wasn't she? She went to
Comic-Con. She went to Comic-Con.
She went to Comic-Con, right? She did, but she did look substantially more smaller. Yeah. So maybe.
Well, they've got to, because again, I said this like 2 weeks ago. Like D is on the yeah, exactly. So D is on the challenge TV show this season, right? Which is like they're 10 episodes in. So that would have been filmed. So that that would have started in basically end of August or middle of August, right? So she would have that would have been in the spring basically, because they taped that like way before, like because they I can't remember where they were. Like they're like Vietnam. No, not Vietnam. I can't remember, but again, like that. Logo. There's no way that she would have done. She would have had to done that and then go basically right from that to Survivor, and there would have been some sort of, because obviously like best case for her, she makes it to the final in the challenge, which I don't know. I haven't seen all the episodes caught up, but but then there's obviously like when does she finish there or there, and then where does she go there kind of thing, right? But again, but you asked me before, sorry, about my picks from last week, so I'd say Jake, and then I looked at what I had before about Rizzo or MC, and I'd probably say the same.
Yeah.
Well, which one?
If Rizzo or MC?
I said
well, you
Rizzo,
can't pick three though. You got to pick just two.
Oh, you put me as three last.
I know,
time.
but I can't keep that going. That's.
Well, I'm gonna say okay. Well, I'm gonna just say in this moment Jake and Rizzo, but again, I have to look at the Survivor 50 cast, because presumably it's gonna be a 50-50 split. So
yes, presumably it's gonna be a man and a woman. Yeah.
So if there already is, and it's 2 from 49, then it would have to be technically MC if my lock-in is Jake. But I have to look again to see what the split is.
Yeah, let's talk. Okay, can we get into tonight's episode here?
Yes,
okay, because MC you brought up, I think MC is looking more and more like a contender on this season to me. Jaemeel is shaking his head. I need to.
So okay, because we had a disagreement, because we both picked MC and Matt, right? So we picked MC and Matt. So when we're watching the challenge of Survivor, not the show, the challenge. I don't want to confuse folks.
Okay, good. You lost me for a second there. But
the immunity challenge.
Yes. I wanted Matt's team, Hina, to win because of the breakdown. Matt had more of a chance to go home, but Bex was so on Team MC and so happy that she was doing so well, that she's like, yay, she won. Don't worry, Matt will be fine. I'm like, no, he won't be. And no, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
He wasn't fine.
He went out tonight. Poor Matt. Exposed his financial trader background or whatever he had done.
No one asked him, after all that time, no one asked him what he did before.
But what does it matter? It doesn't. What Savannah said about him being that doesn't really negate her reasoning for him being this like ultra like smart, he's like top of his game.
He's a financial. Was it he was the
sociopath is what she called him.
He was a manager for
a branch.
No, but he went up. He was promoted from the branch to some other level,
which she doesn't know. but we
Which
have
wasn't really
rocket-
described or disclosed, at least in the edit.
There's a literal rocket scientist on the season, but like the branch managers who we have to look after.
He might be like a district manager of some kind.
But
We're
even
not quite sure.
like she accredits him for way too much. Like
Yes.
she's like, oh, only sociopaths work
But,
with
like,
that kind
yes.
of money.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. They got rid of the fire token, so there's going to be no more financial management needs here in the island. I believe
It's like he might hit them with TPS reports as a manager and ask them to work on Saturday.
This isn't necessarily a transferable skill in
Yeah. No,
Survivor.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Like it's not like he had some kind of like outdoorsy, like
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like
he
they're
was-
like a forest firefighter.
he was a scout, right? He was.
But he didn't hide that for
I
anybody.
know.
It was the fact that he hid the financial thing.
He should have got Shane Powers'
Like-
phone and used it to call investments from the island, all right? And that would be too dangerous for people in the game.
So
That'd be a good
ridiculous.
callback.
Yes.
Yeah, like well, a lot of this episode. Okay, the whole swap tonight, everybody, of the tribes. Now, of course, the poor, what was the Kelly tribe, now only consisting of Sophie with an eye and Alex left. The rest are gone to the wind. They are, and they could have kept them. They had to split them up because there's only two of them left here, right? And now there was these
Kept them as
two.
two.
So do you? I thought like would it have been better just to send one to the red tribe and one to the yellow tribe, or do you do this whole swap?
That's
where
exactly what I was saying.
But Jaemeel, were you dissatisfied with the way they did it here in this episode? Because they not only do they swap up the tribes, but they send one tribe not to the red beach, which would have everything. They send them to the blue beach, which has no shelter, no fire, no any infrastructure whatsoever.
Which is why I was cheering for them during the challenge.
As was I.
Flint, and they have a chance.
They always had a chance.
Yeah, but like you wanted the Hina tribe to at least come out with
Just for Alex's sake. Like at least Sophie got to
Alex
go
was
to.
not going to get eliminated. Alex
just so Sophie, Alex could have a fire.
Yeah.
Alex is fine, right? It was either going to be Sage or Janet that was going to get eliminated, really. And the way that Janet was
Shannon.
Yeah, Janet.
The spiritual leader.
The cult leader.
Foster, were you satisfied with how this tribe swap was played out in this particular version here at only episode 4?
Yeah, I was, because I'm happy to see that it was 2 tribes instead of 3. Right. I think the last few seasons that I've seen, it's been 3 tribes, and it was nice to see 2 with 2 bigger groups, especially when it was 7 and 7. When you start with a group of 6. Now you were kind of unsure how the dynamic would go with the split. Obviously, it would have been absolute chaos if it was 3, 3, and 1 for each tribe from all 3 of them. It would have been like chaos in a good way. But I mean, like again, like I'm happy it was 2 tribes that were split up, because at first Jeff got me when he showed the 3. I was like, oh geez, are they gonna do like a 6-6 and a 5-5 and 4 situation? And then I'm like, oh,
no.
You know what? It's not. Well, again, like I'm not as savvy as you are, Dave.
They're at 14. They're at 14, so you can't divide 14 by 3.
What they were probably gonna do was like Jeff's like, oh, we're doing this sooner, and it's like, really were you going to do that? Because if Jake wasn't going out and let's just say he stayed in, they would have done 3 tribes of 5 or 4, I guess. Sorry.
Right. Well, I like when there's 2 tribes, and I think that this is where this was going anyway. With the decimation of Kelly, it was already this Hina Uli war that was brewing here, and that's kind of what ends up playing out here on these 2 different tribes. One tribe has a Hina majority, one tribe has an Uli majority, effectively here, and you got 2 members of the Kelly. They're split up. You got Alex and Sophie with the eye. They're over together, right? Or they're not together anymore. They're split up here. I don't know. Like Jaemeel, were you obviously you lost a draft pick here because of these dynamics. I don't know if Matt was going to be the first one voted out of Hina, but maybe he would have been.
He probably wouldn't have, because he had his core 4. right? Even at least he had his core three, even though MC wasn't really on his side. He had Sophie, he had Jason, he had
I don't know. I got the impression Jason and MC are no, sorry, Steven and MC are kind of a thing.
yeah,
Right?
they are a thing. But remember, it was Steven, MC, um, and Jason, wasn't it? Wasn't that the core four? Matt, Steven, MC, and Jason were the core four.
I thought.
And then MC was close with Christina and
No,
Steven.
I think Christina's part of the core four,
Not Jason.
not Jason.
Okay. But still, Matt was there. He had his group. So they were probably going to get rid of Sophie with an E because she didn't really have any ties with anyone. And she wasn't a puzzle whiz like Jason is.
Right. Are you? Do you think it's unfortunate that the two Sophies have not been united once again? Once again, they elude each other in this tribe swap.
Does anyone actually care about Sophie with an E?
No, we're going to. She was in the preview for next week, and she's going to be a big deal.
No,
moving
she's
forward. Yeah, she's a wolf. She's gonna eat you. I think that was Sophie, right?
No, that was Sage talking about Janet.
Sage. I keep confusing
Shannon.
Sophie.
Janet.
There's Sophie, there's Sage, and there's Shannon.
Yeah.
That's too many.
And then keep in mind, two Sophies. Keep in mind, if you want to know who Sage is the one with the traps that always presents like she's a cobra.
This is Sage?
No, the one that you're pointing at is Sage is in the back. In front is Sophie with an E.
Okay.
Right. To the left is Janet.
Shannon. You keep
Janet.
calling her Janet and confusing me.
Disrespecting my pick.
Yes. Right. Okay. And then I know Steven and Alex.
Leader
Okay.
Shannon, aka Janet. Right.
Yes. Right.
Cult leader.
Cult leader.
So
She's
Foster.
Like, that's what the spirits called me. They called me Janet. And she like rolls her eyes.
Foster, how disappointed were you when they did this tribe swap and then Jeff says, "There's no challenge. Go home, back to your beaches," and there was never going to be a challenge.
I almost threw my phone at my TV, Dave. I'm like, why am I even watching this? Like, what the hell is this? I'm like, is there not going to be a tribal council tonight? Did I just get on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes of talking? Because that's what it would have felt like, you know? I like that they duped them, because it obviously makes sense that they go back and have a verbal kind, like they start chatting and having some sort of dynamic before the challenge.
Yeah. Normally that's not the case. A lot of times with these tribe swaps, they're usually thrown into challenges right away.
Well, excuse me. It would have been nice if they still had a challenge, but it was like, at what point do we do a reward only and a immunity only challenge? Is that after the merge, or what's going on here?
They do it like periodically. Depends on the structure of the episodes.
Well, they should have done it today. This would have been a perfect opportunity for that.
It was more intrigue. They already had the swap, right? You don't put a hat on a hat.
Becky, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like we should have had a challenge, or do you not? You don't want more challenges. You want more of the gameplay in the.
Yeah, I like the one immunity challenge that they had with the blocks. I'm glad they did it that way, because I feel like they kind of caught it was kind of like you got caught off guard, because they sent them. He's like, "Yeah, bye, send them back. We're not doing an immunity challenge right now," and it gives them time to kind of like get to know their teammates and stuff like that. It gives the team that was like the one that was going to Hina could enjoy all those nice amenities
before they got sent
home.
The poor production staff that had to build that challenge and not being used. It's like, wait, I worked in the sun for like 5 hours.
There. No, but maybe that was the immediate challenge. They just sent them.
No, it was a different one. It was a different thing altogether. That one had 3 spots each.
I think Becky, just the fact that they will repurpose it. That's their MO. They will repurpose. They will repaint. They will reuse, recycle.
They go to use it and something else happens. It's like, come on.
Like, man.
It's always 3 words with the same first initial. It's like outwit, last up play, reuse, recycle, retire. No, they never retire that anything. But I guess I'll put the question to you this way, Becky. How much of the show enjoyment do you attribute to the challenges versus just the strategy in general?
Keep in mind, this is a very important question. Foster will judge you.
I don't know. I like both. I mean, the gameplay is so interesting too. Sometimes, like, I really like the challenge this week. It was great. And sometimes the talking is just like a lot, and you're like, okay, like they're switching sides, whatever. But they're both equally important. But
equally important. Okay.
Equally important.
It's like picking.
You lost me. No, you lost me. You had me on the hook there. You lost me at the last moment there. You saw. I don't know if you saw my facial expressions. I was locked in. I was like a dog. I was like, what? You're saying the right words, and then you just dropped that they're equal, and I'm like, you lost me. I don't know, like Becky.
It's a very diplomatic answer. You know,
we were so close.
Because you can't have a really good. Because sometimes they'll throw like. I feel like sometimes too, like they get so emotionally charged that the challenges become more interesting that way too, because especially if they're not liking someone or there's that alliance going on, you'll see it more in the challenges sometimes.
Or are you saying that Matt could have survived if he talked less, if he did a burr?
I think the bullseye wasn't on his back as much if he didn't expose himself the way he did.
What? Not during he exposed himself in the challenge too.
No, like even like he was sitting on the hammock and he's like, oh yeah, I did this and this and this, and they're all like just sitting there like eagerly like just watching him and not interested. You could see the glazing over their eyes.
Except Savannah, the former reporter,
she was just judging him like so hard.
Like she's like the most judgmental person in the season. She's like, oh my gosh, she's like, absolute cringe.
Yeah,
she's
Savannah reporter.
Yeah, Savannah's so
former. I told you the first episode or this first time, like second episode. Former reporter tells me you're unemployed, so she's got a lot of time to think, a lot of time to gossip, And the other one was the what was the other one? There was another one. Entrepreneur. I think that was Sophie with an E. Or Sophie with an I. Entrepreneur. Unemployed.
She's probably selling those big jerseys and her pajama pants. That's what she's selling.
Like, yeah, I think he was just digging a hole. And I think when it came to the challenge, because of the way he exposed himself prior to the challenge, he just had a bullseye on him. And every move that he made, like the minute he screwed it up, you could tell they were just like, like taking.
I'm just saying
tallies.
They didn't lose it because of him. Because
the challenge. No, they didn't lose.
No, not because of him.
Okay, well, I did want to get to that. I did pull a little bit of footage from the end of the challenge, and I think that it was very even until the end, Foster. Like, I think that's for sure. It's this one I want. But it comes down to how they stacked those blocks. I think, well, maybe Becky's the best person qualified to answer this, as she's a Lego expert, and the stacking.
Like, I'm sure.
What am I over here? Chopped liver, Dave? What the heck, man?
I'm going with the expertise here.
What are my 3D puzzles?
It's a good choice to have MC at the end.
Okay, you have on the yellow side, on the Hina side, you have Rizzo on Nate's shoulders, trying to get these blocks up there.
Not standing on his shoulders.
But he's too short. Look, he can't even reach the block.
Two things, yeah. Rizzo's too heavy, even though he's a tall guy, and Nate is too weak. Like, he can't handle Rizzo for sure. So you need a taller woman here, but I don't think they don't have a tall woman
because they have Savannah and Sophie, the two shortest women.
Savannah's like super short.
Yeah, well,
and so is Sophie with an I, right?
Yeah.
Okay, over on the yeah. So you had Jawan and
Jason.
Why couldn't he do it? He's super tall though. Did he ever get up there and try?
Whose shoulders is they going to be on?
Jawan's.
Jawan's too soft.
But if Jawan did that thing where he curls up into a ball and steps on him.
I think you would be like, who's weighs less, Rizzo or Jason?
I would think Jason, but he's probably shorter.
Jason's taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's
Or-
taller than Rizzo.
Okay, no. Here's what you do.
Rizzo is taller than Jason.
You
but-
put Nate and Rizzo side by side, and then you get Sophie with an eye to go on their to stand on their two shoulders,
which is not in comparison to
You still
having
need the height though.
having MC.
That's what MC does on the blue side, on the Kelly
Yeah.
side here.
He's so
She,
tall though.
but it's not. She's not just balancing on two people's shoulders. She's actually balancing on about
They
four
did a
sets of hands.
cheerleader pyramid
A cheerleader pyramid, and this worked really well. Like
because they have a tall woman, right?
a tall woman, but you also have a great base. They established a great base with what they had. They
Based
didn't.
on taller men too. So like the combined.
I think you could have done this with Rizzo in doing it in MC's place. Where they're trying to balance her with like from the.
They have the strongest women.
I love this moment here, Foster, when MC's just about to put the top block here, and we see that Matt looks up and knows he's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you can literally see him go, "Oh fuck," and they have to blur it out.
Yeah, if we're looking at the whole challenge, I thought like the whole thing up until the block stacking was not very exciting at all.
Really?
There was nothing. Yeah, the challenge I thought was like this is not like I was like as I'm watching, I'm like they should have done an obstacle course.
I thought it was
like
okay. Like they sold us a book of lies here because they made it look like okay, you have the 5 people who swim and have these harnesses on and they're dragging the boat. And I thought, okay, like that would be interesting to have to swim with the boat. But then we see that this is actually the most shallow water ever, and you're just walking through the water dragging this boat, which it looks a lot less cool when they actually got to that stage of the challenge. So anyway, and then it was a lot about these blocks. I thought it was interesting how they had to transport the blocks and then get through the different obstacles with the blocks. But I don't know, like
Even though Matt screwed up twice.
3 times.
No, he got it the third time. He got it. It was
Was
the
it?
2 times.
Yeah, Matt.
I think.
I kept wondering why Matt didn't swap out, but it appeared that he wasn't allowed to because the second team has to come along and then balance.
He wasn't even expecting that it was going to be in because they were like he was like, "What? Oh, me? Okay." But they also lost time because Yellow Time was ahead. Hina was ahead, and they got the straps trapped underneath the boat.
Yeah,
Right.
we had to go back and push all the
Yeah,
straps off.
so they lost time there, right?
Yeah, it was pretty close though overall.
So it wasn't just that.
I just like it really came down to having to stack all of these blocks. I think
Why
that
didn't
was
they just couldn't they make 2 stacks and then
that
work
was
on
Jane's.
making the second
Jane
stack?
was like, instead of trying to lift 1 at a time, lift 2 at a time and put it on, and get that up there. Then you're not having to like get on top.
or build it from the bottom.
Build it from the bottom.
Yeah.
do you mean?
Well, yeah, Jaemeel, that's how.
No, like raise up the entire thing and put a
Well,
block.
yeah. So there was I think Nate at the beginning of the challenge did that. If you go back to the beginning of their segment, Nate does that. He does like 4 or 5 at once, and he lifts it all up.
And then he puts a block underneath, right?
Yeah, he stacks like that many at once.
Yeah.
I think it was the bigger block. I can't remember if it was the bigger
blocks,
blocks or the smaller blocks, but he does it all like he does like a chunk of them at once, a block of them at once.
Is it Matt's fault that his tribe lost the challenge?
No.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes because you got voted out.
Wow. Wow.
No. He got voted out because he, as Becky said, he kind of screwed himself by talking about the finance thing. And it's just like at that point of the game, you're looking for any actual reason to get the person eliminated. Well, sorry, it was 2 things. It was the finance thing, and it was him saying Nate's name.
Well, I think that it really came down to here that the fact that the Uli tribe had the majority here in this new Hina tribe, right?
Mhm.
And like it's so they decided they wanted to keep Sophie with the eye around. She was not who they necessarily wanted to target. They're not threatened by her. They'd rather have her as a number against Hina at the merge potentially. So it really came down to them, like Jason or Matt, and there was compelling reasons to vote out one or the other. Matt for he's a financial genius and maybe he's a diabolical sociopath or something. Or maybe he's actually just trying. Nate doesn't like him because he's trying to rouse votes against Nate and trying to break up the Uli group here. And
He
then
tries to get. Go ahead.
well, the whole thing with Jawan here too, where Jawan looks like he's working here with Matt, and then he completely rats out everything to his Uli group, where he was on the bottom.
He is on the bottom.
Yeah, of the old Uli, when he says, I was with this guy. He's there and he's saying, "Hey, I was on the bottom of that tribe. If we had gone to tribal, I was going to go out." And he's right. And even Savannah confirms that in her confessional tonight. But then Joanne's like, "But I'd rather still take this information back to the Uli majority because he's feeling safe in that right now." So I think it didn't sit well with me, Jaemeel.
Yeah, because he's going to be voted out eventually. He has zero chance of winning the game, and he's going to be shown to be a fool because he was.
I'm not super impressed.
I don't have high hopes for my pick, Jason. You let me down.
Jason, he gets over to this other tribe, and he's saying, "Oh well, I loved my old tribe, and as soon as I'm back with them, I will be loyal to them." And he's honest, but maybe to a fault here, where he should have just, played it more cool and say, well, I'm willing to see where things go, or I don't know what the right things to say would be, but, he's got options. But instead of this, where he's more stoic, more like, no, like, I'm going to be honest, but, it could work to my detriment.
I didn't think they were going to ever vote out Jason. Jason is the person that has, like guaranteed victory when it comes to puzzles. Just totally killed people, and until they're in the merge, right, they're going to keep Jason.
Well, that was what Jane's comment was, that she thought that Jason is valuable as a tribe mate at this point, but maybe there's 1 to 2 more challenges before we go to merge, right? We probably
all you need is a majority. If he wins, right, that's fine. You vote out another Hina if you are in the majority with the old Uli team. So.
Right. we're going to merge at 12, right? Or at
isn't it 12 going to 11?
12 or /11, I guess.
Yeah, so
it's coming.
Yeah, so it's like 2 more.
Yeah.
So they're next they'll probably vote out Juwan because he's a moron, right?
Yeah.
and
maybe.
Yeah, and then maybe was it Kelly wins one, and then was it most likely Janet survives Shannon, and Sage goes, right? And we have a tie, more or less. No, sorry. They would. The old Uli team would be 1 down because they got rid of Juwan, right?
Well, there's only gonna be one more vote. There's only gonna be one more vote before they're told they have to at least
merge into an island.
Merge into an island together. Not quite voting or anything yet, right? Because they're going to go through a bunch of challenges and who's safe and who's not and whatever. But really, there's only one more here. So, let's say, Blue has to go next. I don't know who they're voting out specifically. Maybe Sage or whatever. But if not, how much of I guess my real thought around it is how much of the prior Hina tribe and Uli tribe dynamics are going to still be playing out. Will Jason just go back here with MC and Steven and the rest of them?
And Christina or Krista is going to be with the cult of Shannon.
Now there's an evangelical tribe. Is that what's happened here?
It looks like it.
Yeah, because
interesting.
And who didn't like it? The one who
Sage.
Sage.
Yeah.
Sage was like, she had not heard her Shannon, right? She had not heard Shannon talk much about religion, before she got over there.
Formative, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Well-
look at any clip of Sage, and she's like, traps, just like choking her.
Right. Who has Sage in the draft? Sage is Sean's. Okay. I just want to, because I guess I'm still trying to. A lot of these women confuse me. Like they're very similar on the show. Yeah, this team is not the strongest team, Sage and Jawan, in terms of draft picks. Not like look at my. This is beautiful. This is going to final two, everyone.
Oh.
And that's pretty good. Foster's team. This is strong. This is a
Shannon
strong
and Jason.
team. Of course, we've covered your team.
Yeah.
MC is looking pretty good, I think.
MC 's
Going deep here. Jane's got Rizzo and Nate.
Okay,
And
Rizzo was just bugging the hell out of me. Great, you have a nickname, but like you don't have to constantly refer to yourself as Riz God repeatedly in like a 5-minute span. Right? The Amish Samurai is awesome. Foster
No.
the Amish Samurai.
Oh, he's referring to me. Oh,
That's
I
my
know.
God.
the sword in the background.
yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh, it's Zelda, baby. Yeah. Appreciate the love, though. Jeez.
That's a good comment. I like that.
Foster. Oh my God.
I mean, I'm on my phone and computer, so I don't know how Amish I can be, but
I want you to set it up for you.
He's a lapsed Amish. He's working on it. Where were we?
I'm defected.
We were talking about what happens with a marriage, and then we brought up Shannon and her supposedly
The cult.
performative.
The cult of Shannon.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the cult of Shannon, yeah, and all that.
who had a touching moment with was it Krista?
Christina.
Christina.
Yeah, talk about her mom. You know,
Yeah, okay, all that. I felt for her.
you're like yada yada.
I don't know. These moments on the Survivor, I'm always like, they always try to do. I think not just try. I think they do a good job of presenting these stories. And I get that these are real people. They're not just contestants on the show and whatever. But I don't watch like a hockey game for all this backstory stuff. But sometimes I guess it's in like the intermissions. This is fine.
They have like a little interlude while they're playing. They put the game in like the lower thirds, and they just have like, "Hi, I'm Matt Stajan, and what you might not know is that me and my brother, we used to pick up rocks along the beach together, right? While the game
Right.
in the corner."
Yeah, that would be like you watch the Olympics and like you'd be watching the events, but sometimes you go to the Ron McLean. He's like, here's watch this package here where we're going to interview like, Adam Vander Hooven or whatever, and we're gonna hear about his kayaking and in his story, whatever his background is. That's fine. Sometimes it depends on how it's being presented, and sometimes I guess in an hour and a half Survivor you have the room for it, but I guess it also feels a bit uneven sometimes because they only will do it for some of the cast and not all of them, depending on they used to try.
I'm not going to get a Juwan package coming soon. Do you think?
Yeah, maybe like I would. We'll get more of these. It's just a matter of who we'll get them from. And they'll have different weight, I guess. In some ways, but it was interesting to see, I guess, how the tribe swap was bonding certain people, certain new things. Like Christina, who was she talking to? Shannon. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think they need to wear name tags. That's just me. Anyway, so
Do you not think that Shannon is a? Sorry, it hurt me to say her name that way. Do you think to see? Don't you think that Shannon is a dangerous player? When you start seeing that kind of, you see Alex kind of reacting to it. You see Sage kind of reacting.
Steven is not big on Shannon, right?
Yeah.
You saw that tonight.
He's like, "Oh, she's weird. That's cool." And then he's
Sage.
like, "Wait a minute." So
Steven called her. Well, he had a few choice words for her. He's got his on her. I think that's who he wants to vote out next chance he gets.
Yeah.
And It's
Well, Christina is going to be like, no, I like Shannon.
right.
We bonded over God.
Right. She's citing scripture, and I guess MC is also religious.
Well, I'm gonna, I was gonna say, MC's black, so you know.
Are you
So you could make a joke, Jaemeel, and
Well, yeah, I
not.
can definitely have. Sorry, let me break out my card. I have it here somewhere in my pocket.
Yeah. All right. Well, but not all black people are religious. There are atheists.
Not all men, right? Okay,
Uh,
Dave. Okay, Dave.
I could say a few choice words here.
I believe that to be true, but if I'm mistaken, please, I am open to being
Dave, it's
educated. Yeah. Anyway, Foster, where do we take it from here?
Well, what do you want? A lighthearted transition here, or do you want some dark humor?
Not the dark humor. Let's keep
Honest
lighthearted.
nice.
The first option. The first option.
Well, I did look at these cast of Survivor 50, and it already is split 11-11 guys, girls. So technically, then there would have to be one guy and one girl.
Okay, so I think this is a good segue
I did update my predictions, and I did put in all capitals. Jake is a lock, and I'm gonna keep Rizzo as last week because I said it earlier in the podcast. Even though I noticed Dave that you took two guys as well. So, but you were giving me shit for taking two guys. So I just want to let everyone know that Dave
he was giving crap for taking three people, not two guys.
Do as I say, done as I do.
Well, tomato, Jaemeel. But I'm gonna go with Jake as a lock. I put it in all capitals. He's like, for the rest of this year, you just copy and paste. Thank you. Lock it in.
Thank you.
And I said MC.
MC. Okay, this is a good segue. If everyone else
MC
wants
Hammer.
to submit their official picks, their official predictions, I'm going to say, I don't know if Jake's back. I'm less convinced. I'm going Rizzo and MC right now.
Praise God.
Those are my get for this week. Becky, would you like to put yours in?
I'm gonna change it up. I think I'm gonna go with. I still think Jake will come back, and then my second pick would be. I'm gonna say Savannah. She's sneaky.
You know why you said Savannah?
She's super sneaky.
Because you think MC's gonna win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She might.
And I feel like they're not going to bring back a lot of really good. They're already bringing back Joe. Joe is our
Still love for Joe.
Joe is our honest, wholesome, great player. I think they need some sneaky, people don't like them. Savannah is sneaky, and I don't like her very much.
Mm-hmm.
And Jake just didn't get a fair shake last time.
He did get a fair shake. He shook that snake right off of him. It took a couple shakes.
Jake the snake got his shake, and he is out of here.
Yes.
Jaemeel,
Dave.
Yes.
Jaemeel, your predictions, please.
I pick. I'm gonna pick Steven.
Steven.
Okay,
Yes.
so my draft pick.
Yeah, and Savannah.
My other draft pick. You picked both of them. And I picked one of yours. So just think about that. Here,
we should have an unprecedented pick swap right now.
Pick swap. Well, it's all going to come down to who got it accurate here. I had previously had Jake and Rizzo. I had Jake and Rizzo last week.
No. The draft, a draft pick swap. Right now, just swap your draft picks if you think they're going to be in 50. Unprecedented.
Or if you think
swap Matt back into the game for Jason to go home.
If I offered you Savannah, Jaemeel.
How about this? We'll swap.
Would you trade
Matt
MC?
for Jake.
No.
You would not.
No.
What if I offered you Steven and Savannah for MC?
No.
Whoa. Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, Becky's thinking about it. She's thinking about it.
She knows MC will do well.
What I want to see at the end is like if Savannah's at the end and they pull one of those like, if I saw you at the side of the road, I would not give you a cup of water. Like that's the kind of drama
You want?
I want to see with Savannah at the end. Like someone just because she's manipulated everybody.
Savannah seems like a very likely option for somebody Jeff will definitely want to have back to see how she'll splash into like a cast of returning players. I when I was watching Savannah tonight, I was like, I could see her being like kind of like how Parvati was kind of in a hosting role or
like a narrator, yeah.
Yeah, like sort of in sort of a supplementary role to Jeff in some ways in a couple of seasons. I could see Savannah definitely filling that role in other seasons. Okay, Jaemeel, you said you get annoyed here with Rizgod, but come on, isn't this guy got like, big wrestling energy? Let's have a quick look at his quote here.
And now, the man, the myth, the legend, R-I-Z-G-O-D, Rizgod, baby, has some tools in his toolbox to work with in this game.
Is he on Big Brother? Because why is he shouting at the cameraman? Right? Johnny Fairplay
too much self-glazing.
Johnny Fairplay didn't have to like glaze so much.
Right? I like this kid's spirit. I think he's got some spunk to him.
Third person talk.
The great thing about a person having spirit like that is seeing it broken, and I would love. I can't wait. Right?
Don't you want to see this guy? He's gonna win the whole game.
No.
Rizzo is set.
Yeah. Can't box with God. His arms are too short.
Well, Foster, do you have an opinion on Rizgod?
I mean, I like him as a character, but I also think that I'm gonna like Jaemeel eventually just run out of steam with him. Like it's again like it's like you like the attitude, you like the upbeat, you like all that stuff, but it's gonna eventually just like wear its course. And again, like it was nice to see a little bit where he was talking seriously with Savannah about Jason versus Matt, and I'm hoping that we see more of that with him because I prefer to see more of that than this whole happy-go-lucky, glazing self, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I like him. I wouldn't mind seeing him play again. Now, he did vote. He got to vote for the first time here in the tribal council, where of course Matt went out. Do you think they made I guess I already kind of know Jameel's opinion. I think Becky shares it with this idea that keeping Jason just from a challenge standpoint, even if it's just one more challenge, keeping Jason here because he could help us kill it in a puzzle, and that keeps us all safe for one more day going into the merge. That's got to be a good thing, even if it's not a whole prolonged strategy here. Versus Matt, what was the why vote out? Why again, there were reasons to vote out Jason. Were there any reasons to keep Matt?
Yeah, Matt was not a weak competitor. He's one of the stronger people in the game. There are not many strong people in the game, especially with Jake gone. So you're thinking of what Matt, in terms of physical strength, right? Matt, even though he's older, pretty strong dude, right? And he's shown it repeatedly. You have Juwan, who's, I guess, kind of. Alex seems pretty strong as well, right? He seems stronger than Nate, sorry. And he seems stronger than Rizgod. Although Rizgod is very lanky and seems very agile, I will say. And he seems stronger than Jason for sure. So
yeah,
he was one of the strongest people in the thing. But from I think at that point, they weren't necessarily worried about physical strength too much because they do have individuals who are stronger. They are a lot weaker in their women's side with Savannah and Sophie. Right, Sophie's obviously very malnourished in terms of not having eaten anything, and Savannah is one of the smallest women in the game compared to Sophie and Shannon, who are both very, bulky. MC is extremely athletic, and Christina is also
Who complained about the fruit tonight? Who was
Sophie
that?
with an E.
Sophie with an E was like, "Don't give me fruit. That's what I eat when I'm dieting. I don't want that when I'm
Like,
starving."
wait, what? Dave, did you agree with her though? You would like,
Kinda.
yeah.
You know, I was like, I'd rather instead of fruit, I'd even rather have like fishing gear or whatever they don't have at the Blue Beach, because I think she went from a nice beach to a nicer camp, at least, to not having much there.
Was it a worm farm?
A worm farm, it was like the shocking revelation there. But Mac ends up going out here, and Becky, what I wanted to ask you was, is it better to have one beer and 50 pizzas, or 50 pizzas and one beer?
What do you think about that, Becky?
Like,
Well, let's let Matt answer the question. Here, let's click to Matt's exit interview time.
Well, I stumbled along the way, but I really thought I could recover. I thought I had a plan, but the people I put my trust in fell through for me. It's a tough game. Hate to see it cut short like this, but kind of looking forward to about 15 beers and a cheeseburger, or maybe 15 cheeseburgers and a beer, to be honest with you.
I screwed up the question. It's 50 cheeseburgers and a beer, or 50 beers and a cheeseburger, not a pizza.
well, wow, that's a lot of beer and
That's also a lot of cheeseburgers.
a lot of cheeseburgers.
It depends on the type of the cheeseburgers, honestly.
Would you rather?
Takeaway would be like he's really upset about the laws and he's drowning his sorrows in cheeseburgers and beer. Is that?
But you can only have one or the other. You can only have 50 beers and a cheeseburger, or 50 cheeseburgers and one beer.
Ugh,
15
That's
cheeseburgers and one beer.
I guess.
I'm not a beer fan.
Right. Okay. Well, but
I'd probably be sick though.
You'll probably be sick.
A couple times.
Either way, you're gonna be sick.
A couple times over.
Yeah.
and they're like, it's okay. We'll give you 50 cheeseburgers and 50 beers, and you won't be able to finish any of it.
I also
But
won't be,
Dave-
I also
Dave
won't be
knows-
able to, like,
Dave knows
awake.
type of dude. He's like, I'm like, do you have any milk back there?
Milk. Yeah. Okay. The thing here with Matt, I don't think that I'm not sad about losing him from the game. I know he's your draft pick, but I don't think, like, in terms of his strategy, he had no read here that Nate rather was pissed at him, that he was sort of out. Everything at Tribal kind of showed me that he was sort of not reading the situation necessarily.
He didn't know that Sophie was already embraced by the Uli tribe.
Yeah, he had no idea that Jawan had completely told everything to the Uli group.
He thought that Juwan would have been, a smart player, and he was obviously very wrong.
Which is what he's alluding to. Is like, I put my trust in certain people and that didn't work out. But you've known Jawan for a day. Like, if you're gonna put trust in him, it might be misguided.
Well, Juwan was saying that he was in the bottom, which he was, and it's like, well, if you're in the bottom, you would want to, dig your way out of it. He's like, nah, I'm fine in the bottom. I'm fine getting voted out.
But he's not reading Jawan correctly, because Jawan he's on the bottom because for reasons that are sort of earned, because I don't think the rest of the Uli tribe was sort of respecting his gameplay abilities. Everything I saw here from Jawan, especially in tonight's episode, I was like, this guy is not too bright. I think that he just seems like he's kind of going along. I think Savannah is using him in particular and sort of manipulating him so she'll keep him around while she can use him, but she'll cut him loose the first chance she gets. And I think we saw in the preview for the next episode, Savannah even talked about that Jawan is the most likely of the Uli group to flip on them, and so Matt is, in my opinion, even not dumber than Jawan.
What should have Matt done?
Matt, I think I don't know. I don't know if there's anything he could have done, but he certainly wasn't self-aware enough of what the dynamics were. You can only go with what people are telling him, but it was just sort of Matt. He had no strategy that we could see with Jason. There was not one conversation with those two talking about how they might be able to flip votes or do something here, or he played both their shots in the dark, or there was those two in particular.
Jason, it would have been a tie vote.
Right, and he could have maybe forced something different
Well,
here.
he showed more loyalty than than
He
actual.
showed loyalty, but in terms of like what so he wants to go after Sophie with the eye, and he's hoping to woo
No,
over Jawan.
he said he said anyone but him, and then he
Yes.
also said to Juan the plan was for him, Sophie, Jason, and himself to vote for Nate, and that would be 4 votes.
It could be just that Matt thought he was dead man walking here, and he was like, I have to get out. So, and he had already kind of resigned his fate potentially. Obviously, they're not going to tell Jason or Matt and that's why they split the votes here. They put 2 votes here on Jason, where just in case a shot in the dark is played.
Well, would it have been a tie vote though? If Jason didn't vote for Matt,
let me see how many votes did Matt.
It would have been a tie vote, wouldn't it?
Matt got 4 votes, so no.
Matt got 4 votes because it would have been 3, right? Because Jason voted for Matt.
If Matt votes for Jason, it would be 4-3.
No, but if neither Matt nor Jason vote for each other, it would have been what, 3-3?
Well, Jason voted for Matt. You're right. So yeah, Jason could have put his vote on who though? Like now
Nate, and it would have been 3-3.
No, who's the third vote for Nate?
No, I mean 3-3 Nate and Jason.
Yeah, they could have.
Matt and Jason, sorry.
Matt and Jason could have potentially forced a tie between themselves, but then it's just a revote. You can only vote for Matt or Jason. Matt and Jason can't vote, and then that's it, right? So
I'm just saying that if Jason didn't vote for Matt, it would have been a 3-3 tie for Matt and Jason, right? And then there would have had to been a revote.
But that's not in either Matt and Jason's interest to do, right? Like,
but it's not like they turned to Jason and said that we saw and say, hey, vote for Matt because it's either you or him.
Like, you could argue that Jason does the right thing here by voting for Matt, and Matt does not make the right move here voting for Nate.
He's the one who got fooled. He should have did it on the dark, honestly.
And so I don't know. We'll see what happens with Jason moving forward here. If they lose the next challenge, I think Jason's gone next, of course. Okay, looking ahead to the next episode, the next time on Survivor, we saw that Jawan is feuding with Savannah. And we'll see if there's any other major thing we can take from this.
This is gonna be an all-out war.
Next time on Survivor.
Jawan's annoying. He's frantic and I think the most likely to flip.
We get rid of Sage first.
Yeah.
Shannon thinks I'm stupid. Oh man. But I'm a wolf, baby. I'm ready to eat her.
I'm a wolf, baby.
With the traps.
I'm ready to eat her. Foster, any thoughts on next week's episode? What are you looking at for there? It's all at war.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, like I feel like they're starting to actually play because the other 2 tribes are forced to. Now, again, like, we've learned that whatever they say is not, except for last week with Jake, it's usually not as serious as as they kind of show it. But I mean, it's gonna be the same old thing, right? Like one team's gonna go, to tribal. There's gonna be some serious talks. The other one's not gonna go to tribal, and people are gonna start getting on each other's nerves, right? So, it's now the dynamics have, it's not the happy-go-lucky camps, and excuse me, people have to really start, playing nice, and talking behind each other's back.
Okay. Any final thoughts from you, Becky, tonight before we sign off?
Just I'm looking forward to next week. That's where I'm
The
at.
further adventures of MC.
Yeah. See how she just keeps killing it.
The next episode is called The Devil's Shoes.
Sophie, who's missing a shoe.
No, she got her shoe back.
Oh, did she? No, she's using someone that got kicked out.
I know, but she didn't get her shoe back. Christina gave it to her. I was like laughing. I'm like, is this Jake from beyond the game stealing Sophie's shoe in the middle of the night?
The boat.
when the water went missing, and then Jake gave it back to her.
Maybe these are the devil's shoes. They're from Jake the Devil, who is bitten by the snake. The snake is the devil in like the Bible.
They keep showing the snake too.
He's got He's got a clip at the beginning in the intro.
With the steak.
It's the
We're
snake.
gonna keep seeing the
It's
snake.
like,
Are the like I know in the Big Brother house they're always allowed to have a Bible. Are they allowed to have a Bible all the time on
I don't think so.
Survivor?
No, they only have the what can kill me guide.
Shannon.
Well, that was the one thing we did see in the last episode was that they could always read a book about the things that could kill them when they're bored. So, know that. Okay, well, we'll be back next week. Hopefully, we'll have Jason back with us by then, and we'll be looking ahead into the final pre-merge episode of The Devil's Shoes. Is John annoying? Jawan annoying? Is he frantic? It is. Will the song remain the same, or will it not? And we'll leave you with this clip as we head out for this evening. Thanks to Foster, thanks to Becky, and to Jaemeel, and regrets from Jason and Jeff, wherever they are. And we'll catch up with them next time.
Amish Samurai.
Amish Samurai is awesome. See you next time, everyone, here on Super Mario Brothers Podcast. Good night.
And for Sophie, the song remains the same.
Can we kick it, Jeff? Are you okay?
So great.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mario Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.